TwT fans, it is so good to be back on this January 16th, 2025, and thankfully made it through another week alive. I want to start off with saying thank you to everybody who subscribes to the channel. You are what keeps me coming back week after week. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe. And of course, if you want your opportunity to tell your story or be on the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com is the official email of the podcast. And then, of course, don't forget about the link tree. That's right. The link tree link is in the description below the video. It's where you find everything TWT. It's just that easy. And now with all that out of the way, let's get into today's podcast. What's happening, everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope it's the 16th. Man, January is flying right now. Hope your new year is going well. Halfway through the first month already. Doesn't time fly? It's crazy. I feel like the month of December just vanished. I feel like half this month just vanished. Everything's just vanishing in front of me. I don't know what it is, but I've been told that it's because I am, when you're young, right? When you're 1 year old, a year takes a really, really long time to go by. And as you get older, it seems like it takes a long time. But as you get towards my age, I've noticed that a year doesn't seem like a year anymore. It seems like it goes by even faster than it used to. And that, I guess, is because I've lived 45 years, so I know how long a year is. I now understand how much time is in a day, which is never enough, right? So now, because of all of that, every day flies by. It's crazy. Like, ever since I started doing, the tires, it's been so crazy in there every single day that I honestly have, I'm sure it will happen. It is a slower season, so things are slowing down. But some days, man, it never seemed like enough time to get it all done. The day was like over fast, and it's pretty incredible. And I do enjoy that part of it because it's so fast paced, and it takes a long time to work your way through a sale. So there's a lot of work involved in it, and but it's been a tremendous amount of fun to learn it. And just every single day flies by for me now, whether I'm enjoying it or not. But it's so crazy to get older and have a year just fly by. And I am recording late at night. It is definitely before New Year's, and I am high as a kite, everybody. I'm just having fun. I'm on here just bibble-babbling away, just trying to enjoy myself. Things have been more difficult. As much fun as I'm having and as much as I enjoy what I am doing now, I enjoy it actually a lot. My mental health has gone up 110%. But, school's been closed, so no jujitsu, which has been, just tough. But with this new job, I can only go like once a week now. So unfortunately, kind of makes it relatively expensive, even more than it already was. So, and the paychecks are not the same. And January is a little bit of a struggle right now. And it's okay. It's okay. I've come to grips with it. I just, Mike would say to pray. He would say to pray. I can't say that I haven't been thinking about it, because I did like the way he put it to me. The way he put it to me was, God is real, but you don't have to believe in the church. And I like that a lot because it's the church that I have a problem with. I don't know if I have a problem with God. I think now that the more that I think about it, my problem was with the church. And the church is poisoned. Church is meh. But there's definitely something greater than me. I just don't like putting that name to it. But maybe it is. But I have been thinking about it a little bit more. So your words of wisdom or your advice or the way that you worded it to me sunk in. Because I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since that podcast that we did back in November. So, but yeah, it's interesting. You know, what's it going to hurt at this point? You know, I feel like it's like a gamble. You know, I'm already dealing with the situation at hand the best that I can with the best way that I can do it, you know? And so what's it going to hurt if I did pray and see what it does, you know? But it's not like I can sit there and be like, send me some money, right? I can't be like, send me some money. You know, I feel like I can only ask for the strength to deal with the situation at hand, which I'm already doing, you know? So is it just redundant or does it mean something? Not sure. I don't know how to answer that, but I struggle with it. I really do struggle with it. I'm like, I don't know, but why am I stopping myself from doing it? It's not like it's, you know, working out. I stop myself from working out all the time. I think most of us do. Who here listening to the podcast got some gym equipment just collecting dust? Or do you use it to dry your clothes? It's the middle of January. How many people gave up on their gym membership already? I'm going to go with 50% minimum. I think 50% of people who started something this January just ended it yesterday. I do believe that, yeah. But I don't know. One of my goals for 2025 is to open my mind a little bit more to this situation and see where it brings me. I'm not going to, I do not, and I will not, and I don't think I am the type of person that's like going to get weird with it, you know? There are some people that take it too far, if you know what I mean. But I am dabbling with it, and I'm definitely intrigued. And I figure if the aliens are going to invade, and they're really just demons anyways, then I guess I'd rather be on the other team on this one. It seems like the better team to be on this time. So they got my vote. But yeah. So I don't know. Other than that, everything just keeps trucking along, everybody. Just keeps trucking along, you know? I've been thinking about quitting nicotine. I'm jealous of Tyler right now. He did it. He did it because he needs to have a surgery, which is fine. I mean, at the end of the day, I bet you that surgeon is one of the better ones because of the restrictions that or the requirements that she has you do as the patient to get ready for surgery was quite the feat. And quitting nicotine was one of them. It's pretty incredible because I don't know if anybody, you know, the heroin's pretty, I've heard it's really, really tough. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is worse than that. You know, alcohol's really bad if you get it really bad. Technically, that and benzos are the only two things that can kill you from withdrawals. And then, but nicotine is a very powerful drug. And, yeah, sure, you just get irritable, angry, irritated, short fused. There's lots of that. It goes on for weeks, which I don't know how long a detox from heroin is, but I don't think it's 4 weeks. I don't think so. I think it's shorter than that, but whatever amount of time that is that you feel that way is got to be the one of the worst feelings. You know what I mean? I'm not putting it down, but to have a withdrawal from a drug for a month to 2 months, it's pretty brutal too. And or is it 4 to 6 weeks? I think it's 4 to 6 weeks. Sorry, not 2 months. And so we talked about 2 weeks ago, and he told me that he's been off of it. He's getting prepped. He's ready for getting the surgery done come spring, and he's just gonna stay off of it from here on out. And I was like, you know what, dude? I am a little jealous of that. I'm still popping these pouches. I'm not vaping. I'm not smoking. But I'm starting to question what I'm doing again. What am I doing? Why am I spending this money right now? Why am I doing this? Right? And that always seems to be where I tend to give up on whatever I'm doing. As soon as I start questioning why I'm doing it, well, why do I have to, feel obligated to run to the store when they're sold out? Why am I panicking? Oh, I have to go to another store. Like, it's absolutely retarded. I don't give a shit. I'm retarded then. Because it's so annoying. The addiction itself is so annoying now. It's just annoying. Like, once I start getting annoyed by my addiction, it doesn't make me want to do the thing anymore. It turns the thing into an annoyance. I gotta go to the store again. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have to go to the store. I wouldn't have to go here. I wouldn't have to do this. I wouldn't have to go to this particular one to get this specific deal on this thing that I need, right? And I think I'm there with nicotine, and Tyler was definitely the inspiration for it, because I do believe at this point, and I might be overshooting it, but I think he's almost, if not 2 months in, maybe a little over 2 months at this point in time. And that is awesome. That's so awesome. I think it's fucking awesome. I love it. And it made me really think about what I'm doing. And then, these thoughts started taking over, and I think it's time. Either to walk down in my nicotine or to just cut it all out at the same time. I don't know what's going to be easier for me, but I do know that this is something I need to get rid of. It's still money down the toilet, and it's not big money, right? It's not like I'm going to be saving hundreds of dollars a week. It's more like I'm saving $20 a week. But at the end of the day, that $20 is going to go further somewhere else than it is on nicotine pouches for my addiction to nicotine, right? And that's what we've been talking about for over 5 years. Addiction. Dealing with ourselves, making ourselves better. And, the anger thing has gotten a lot better. I have definitely lost my shit a couple times during the holidays, for sure. During my transition of being laid off and finding a new job, there was definitely some tension there. But reflecting back on the way I reacted and how I reacted and why I was reacting the way I was reacting, and looking at the situation at the time with a little bit more focus today, I think that's how I keep improving, because I'm not just looking at myself now. I'm really reflecting on the way the situations go down in my past, and I'm trying not to repeat those things, It's just like what I'm doing when I'm learning something new or if I have to learn a new position. You can take in as much as possible. And then once things start sticking, then you can build off of those things that are sticking. Um, but you don't have to get it all right all at once. It does take time, and it sometimes takes some people longer than others. But my anger has been very mild lately. Very, very mild, even without jujitsu. And the only thing I'm worried about quitting nicotine over is that monster coming back. And I know it's up to me to keep it down, to suppress it and not feed the monster. But at the same time, that instant hit of dopamine that nicotine gives me every time I put it in a pouch, which is probably why, I go through so many. And the cognitive response that I get helps me focus. But at times, I think I'm abusing it instead of just actually utilizing it like a tool. So that shows me that, there's a problem, right? Because it's constant now. No space in between them. So, but it I would rather not be angry and have to deal with the nicotine than get rid of the nicotine and deal with my anger again. I'll be honest with you. I am very happy with the way that I react to things now, and I'm very happy that I snap very few and far in between, which is just, it really is an amazing feeling. It makes me feel like I have control over myself. But what if the only reason that I have control over myself is because I'm on nicotine? And I actually don't have control over myself, and it is nicotine controlling me. And I've just learned to understand who I am under the influence of nicotine. And therefore, yes, it has gotten increasingly better over time, but it's still not all me. Does that make sense? Am I just rambling on? You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Does it? I think it does. In my brain, right at this very moment, it makes so much sense to me. So it's like I have to prove to myself that I can get rid of nicotine and the monster won't come back. And as soon as I feel comfortable with that, I think it's going to be a go. But I think what I need to do first is just get on 2 milligram, get down, and see what happens from there. And take it slow. Take it slow, because everything that I do, I take it slow. I want to take it at a very slow pace. I want to experiment with it. I want to try it out. I want to make sure that I'm doing what's right for me. And I want to make sure that, hey, if I try 2 milligram for a week and I don't get too upset, right? Or everything seems to be pretty good and I'm not burning through too many more pouches, then why not lower the dose of nicotine? Too much nicotine is not good anyways. It's just not. And if I can do that, maybe after a while I will be able to convince myself that it's all done. And at the same time, I'm going to work on my anger in between it and keep it under control. Keep it happy. See what I can do about it. But yeah, I've been working on it really, really hard. It's never ending. And this is the next stepping stone for me. This is what I want to get done in 2025. And as long as we're all here and I'm still alive, I want to make sure that I am, as healthy as I can be, live as long as I can, even though, I know that, it won't be as long as it could have been if I had done a little bit better of a job taking care of my meat wagon, right? So that's what's going on with me, everybody. It's been fun. I really am. We are getting so close. January 21st is around the corner, everybody. The time is coming. And I am just keeping my fingers crossed that nobody tries to stop what is inevitable, what the country wants, and what is going to happen on January 21st when Trump is sworn into office as the official 47th president. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited. If anybody hasn't watched Squid Games yet, the second season, gotta watch it. It's so good. So good, everybody. Oh my God. What a crazy ass show. And the second Avatar was not that great. I did not care for that as much as I wanted to. It wasn't too bad, but again, just leave the shit alone, man. Just leave it alone. You know what I mean? It's just so blech. What was the other thing I watched that was really, really good? It was so good, I can't remember the name. Damn it. Well, we did watch The Penguin. That was pretty good. Man, now it's escaped me. Well, since my brain can't think anymore, let's move on to Topher's topics. So, what do you think about ending daylight savings time, everybody? I do believe they will be keeping it right here. There are 2 states in the U.S. of A. that have already stopped it from turning back. So I believe where we are right now in the time zone, which we had fallen back, we are lined up with those 2 states in America right now that stopped doing it. I believe it's now 3 years. And they're having no problems, everybody. None. Besides the fact that they kind of screw up the timeline in those 2 states. But they're used to it, so that's their time. And I think that's kind of a cool move. Cool move. You know what I mean? Like we've all questioned it. We've all wondered. And these 2 states have done it. And they've done it for a couple years now. And they don't seem to be having any issues with it. Now, I don't know if that's because of the time zone or what. I think one of them was actually Alaska. The other one was in the middle of the country somewhere. But what if we were to eliminate daylight savings time? Just leave it right here, right where it is. Let's see. Let's see what they say about it.
But since then, there's been a lot of talk, and a lot of states have started to introduce legislation and just ways of trying to say, you know what, let's just get rid of all of this locking the clock. So, for example, if we stay at daylight saving time all year long, otherwise known as summertime, this would be where we advance our clocks ahead 1 hour. Well, the summertime, you wouldn't notice anything different because in the summertime, our sunrises and sunsets would be the way that they are now. Where you would notice the changes would be during the winter months. So let's take, for example, December. If in December, we decided to stay at daylight saving time, then our sunrises would be 1 hour later than they are now. Our sunsets would be 1 hour later than they are right now. But look at this. For example, Seattle, Montana, Minneapolis, Boston, your sunrise would not be until the 8 to 9 o'clock hour. Sunsets would be in the 5 o'clock hour. Here in Oklahoma, we wouldn't see sunrise until around 8:30, but sunset would be around 6:20. So we would have some later sunrises, but also the sun would set a little bit later as well. Okay, how about let's go to standard time. If we decided to change to standard time,
that's where we're at now.
Time all year long, that would be otherwise known as winter time. Well, the winters you wouldn't notice anything different, but in the summertime you would notice things different.
Holy shit! For
example, we would not be springing ahead 1 hour like we already do. That means that sunrise up north would be in the 4 a.m. hour. Twilight, that's when the sun begins to come up and it starts to get light outside.
Whoa.
That would occur in the 3 a.m. hour for the northern tier of the United States. For Oklahoma City, for example, our sunrise would be at 5:15 in the morning. That means twilight would be in the 4 a.m. hour. Sunset, though, would be around 7:45. So right now,
That's too
we have sunset in
early.
the summertime in the late 8 o'clock hour. It's still light out at 9 o'clock. Now, some recent polling came out not that long ago. 33% of Americans said that they would be in favor of staying at standard time. 33% said that they would be in favor of staying in daylight saving time, and 33% did not have really a care either way. But what do you think? Would you rather stay at standard time or daylight saving time?
Oh, man, I already got my answer. Daylight savings time. What are we even talking about? I'm going to lose daylight during the summer? Hell no. Hell no. No. We lock it in. Daylight savings time. No brainer. More light. Less dark. God. I mean, is that even a debate? Is that even a debate? I don't think so. But man, that would be cool. We'd finally be done with it. No more turning the clocks back. No more turning the clocks ahead. Just set them and forget them. One of my favorite things to do. Oh, man. That would be awesome, everybody. That would be so cool. Wow. Huh. I think daylight savings time has got my vote, 100%. So this is really, really interesting to me. Neuralink in Tesla Optimus robot shocked the world. Mind controlled. I mean, we are just advancing and advancing and advancing.
Neuralink and Tesla Optimus are teaming up to completely blur the line between human thoughts and advanced robotics. Neuralink's N1 implant, a cutting-edge brain-computer interface, has already shown it can turn thoughts into actions on a screen. Now, with the approval of the groundbreaking Convoy study, this technology is moving into the physical world, allowing people to control robotic limbs with their minds. Tesla Optimus, a humanoid robot built to move and function like a real person, is at the heart of this game-changing collaboration. Together, they're not just restoring mobility, they're redefining what humans are capable of. The N1 implant is central to Neuralink's work. This tiny, wireless device is surgically implanted in the brain in the region responsible for planning movement. The implant reads neural activity, processes it, and translates it into actionable signals for machines. The new Convoy study builds on these achievements by extending the implant's applications to assistive robotic limbs. One of the most impressive aspects of the robot is its hands, which feature 22 degrees of freedom. For comparison, human hands have 27 degrees of freedom, while most robotic hands top out at just 6 or 7. This gives Optimus an incredible range of motion and the ability to perform complex, delicate tasks. In recent demonstrations, Optimus was shown catching a tennis ball with its upgraded hands. The forearm and wrist have also been enhanced, adding 3 additional degrees of freedom, doubling the flexibility of earlier models. Neuralink isn't stopping with mobility. The company recently received FDA Breakthrough Device designation for a project called Blind Sight, which aims to restore vision for people who are blind. The Blind Sight implant works by activating neurons in the brain's visual cortex, creating a visual image. This shows that Neuralink's technology isn't just about physical movement, it's about enhancing sensory perception as well. Meanwhile, Tesla continues to refine Optimus. The robot's ability to adapt to complex tasks makes it versatile enough for applications beyond personal use. In healthcare, Optimus could assist with patient care. In logistics, it could handle tasks requiring precision and strength. And in space exploration, the robot's durability and adaptability could make it an invaluable asset. Tesla's engineers have designed Optimus to be a platform that can evolve with technological advancements, ensuring it remains relevant for years to come. The Convoy study is a critical step in this journey. By testing the integration of Neuralink's N1 implant with Tesla Optimus's robotic limbs, this study aims to prove that human thought can seamlessly control advanced robotics. If successful, it will pave the way for broader applications, from assisting individuals with disabilities to transforming entire industries. All right, let me know what...
That is absolutely insane, everybody. Insane. Here we are, 2025, and we're going to be able to put chips in people's brains and cut off their limbs and put on a robotic arm, and they're going to be able to control it. Holy shit. that is amazing and scary and so out of a sci-fi movie all at once. Wow. Wow. I am just absolutely blown away. It is crazy that we are here. That we are here, everybody. Oh my God. I mean, that is amazing because there's so many people out there that if they had a way to do things, they probably would, but they physically can't. Now, what about the people that physically can't and also don't want to? Because they're very happy right where they are. I guess those are the ones that we're not going to help, right? The ones that don't want to help themselves, you can't help them, right? But, man, I mean, that Neuralink thing is crazy, and they are right. Like, what is it going to mean to be human? There's going to be a day where no one's having babies, and babies are mass-produced, so nobody has a belly button anymore. Right? Test tube babies don't have belly buttons, am I correct? So when that day happens, there'll be a split in society because they'll be like, well, show me your stomach. Oh, you're not, I don't know if you can say that you're not real, but you weren't the traditional way, you know? And then as the robotics start integrating with humans and hey, they're going to be, I have always said that there's going to be a point in time where someone like me who's just like, you know what? Done with these shoulders. Give me robotic shoulders. Like, put the mechanics in there, tie it into my muscle, and allow me to get rid of this friggin' pain. And that day will come where you can just, like plastic surgery, just have mechanical parts put into your body, and you're like, yes, this is so much better, right? And that'll be a different type of biohacking. But, I mean, it's all going to come true because we're already working towards it. So how could it not come true, especially with these types of advances? It's obviously right around the corner. I mean, it's pretty evident that this is what we're working on. So what is it going to mean to be human? What is it going to mean? Because you'll get to that divide where people are all what they are, what we're supposed to be, right? We're all flesh and blood, you know? All my fingers, you know? And there's going to be the ones that took that away from themselves, or they got into an accident and they got some parts and pieces or whatever have you, but there'll be another divide because people won't look at them as much human as they are. Right? So not only is it something that's, you know, human versus robot, but it's going to be human versus cyborg too. You know? So there's always a divide, isn't there? Isn't there? There's always something to divide us all. And right now, politics is our biggest one. But hopefully, one day, you know, we can actually get something more close to what we all want in the end. Which I hope is to, you know, be able to make money, provide for your family, and maybe have a little bit of fun with the little bit of time that we have on this friggin' rock that's floating in the sky or flat earth. Like, if it's a flat earth, where is it? Where is it floating? Right? Where is it floating? Well, this guy says he has irrefutable proof that the earth is flat.
The earth is flat, it does not move, and it is covered with a glass dome called the firmament, and containing inside the sun, moon, and stars, which are the ones moving. Above and below is water. Truth is not a conspiracy. If there were satellites in space, there would be no need to build comm towers in the middle of the ocean. Compass only works on a flat surface to distinguish north, east, south, and west. Water is always level and contained. The Arctic Circle and Antarctica holds the oceans in. The solid glass dome firmament holds the air inside the flat surface, creating an airtight vacuum. The Earth does not spin like a ball at millions of miles per hour. Sun, moon, and stars are seen moving inside, moving around over us, which prove geocentricity. Thunder boom sounds are only created when bounds of a solid object, UN world leaders know and stated on their logo, a flat Earth map. Again, sun, moon, and stars rotate, not Earth, from east to west. The people who taught you the Earth is a globe truly know and believe it's a flat, enclosed system and no one can leave Earth. Wake up.
What? I mean, get out of here. We're on a plate? Which one do I live
The Earth
on?
is flat.
I mean, it's so wild to me, everybody. It is wild. I mean, if it's flat, where is it? Where is it? Right? Does it just go on forever? Or is the flat Earth floating in space as well? There's no way we're sitting on top of a tree, okay? We're not sitting on top of a tree on a plate. There's just no way that is what's going on. But this flat Earth thing always gets me, and I can't wait to have the debate with Mike and Elijah. One day it will happen, everybody. I don't know when. But I don't believe that this is irrefutable proof that the world is flat, because I have so many questions, because now you just stuffed the sun and the moon inside the firmament. So now answer my question. How tall is the firmament? How tall is it, everybody? I have this video here that says that they have captured the firmation video. So I don't know if I'm saying that right, but check this out. This is wild, everybody.
If you don't believe in the firmament, there's proof of that barrier, video footage. And what you're seeing, I just want to break down for anyone who by chance is here and has no clue what we're talking about. We're talking about lightning sprites. This phenomenon is very mysterious for a reason. It wasn't captured on photo until about the 1980s. But these things occur at heights above 60 miles. And these things are massive, almost 60 miles wide. They make Mount Everest look like a giant stone. These things are huge and powerful, billions of volts of electricity. And when we look at what these things are, they are considered large electrical discharges made up of plasma. How does this prove there's a barrier up above us? Because we can replicate it in the lab with an invention made by Nikola Tesla known as the plasma ball. This thing can replicate lightning sprites brilliantly. And where it comes into proving that there's a barrier up above us is when you try to do this without the barrier. If you remove this barrier, it's not going to work. That's why you see waves moving across this barrier before these things shoot out. When you flip it upside down, it looks like waves in the ocean. And they haven't just been captured on video by NOVA, they've been captured by astronomers. There are people who go out time and time again and film things that should not happen on the globe, but you can see it for yourself. It's there. This necessitates a barrier. This doesn't happen in deep space. A vacuum chamber is not going to have random waves moving in front of luminaries like that.
So right there, like I said, I don't know, everybody. I don't know how much of this is true, how much of it is made up. I don't know. But how long have we all been lied to? Well, I can say, honestly, my entire life. So take everything here with a grain of salt. I'm just having fun. I'm asking questions and I'm just looking into things because I don't believe what they tell me anymore. And we're just having fun here. All right? This isn't a place for research or massive information. If you didn't know this, episode 247 with Michael Firth got torn down, right? And I had recorded that back in November, 2 days after Thanksgiving. And it really, really bothered me that it got taken down by YouTube. I'm just having some fun here. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. But, man, I have my experiences. I have my opinions. And other people have their opinions and their experiences. None of us should be quieted because of that. And if it happened to us, how is it misinformation? Because it happened to us. So, aren't you spreading misinformation by not allowing us to express our experiences that we've had personally? I'm not saying that everybody's going to have it happen, but if we can't express our own opinions and our own experiences, and that is going to be deemed misinformation, that just seems confusing to me. So, is it real? Is it not real? I don't know. But maybe one day we will get to the bottom of that. But now, one thing I do really find interesting is the lizard people. Yeah, I do. I find it very interesting, everybody. Is it a possibility that there are people that are actually lizard-like and they are wearing such a good mask that you can't tell that they're not lizards? Are people wearing masks? Are people dead that other people are wearing masks of to make them look like they're alive? What is the deal with all the masks? Well, I have this here. And granted, I'm not saying that this is exactly what I was talking about, but it is relatively close. And then I have another one after this that is also touching on the same subject of just the masks in general. I think it's a stretch to say people are lizards. If that is real, there is something definitely more going on. And then wouldn't that be alien, but yet also demon? Right? Am I right about that? It's almost both. So, check this out. It's wild to think about, because maybe they're not lizard people, but are people dressing up as dead people to make them look like they're still alive? Is that possible? Or people that can't, like, I don't know how many times I saw Biden. This is a Biden mask, There's been a few others too, and I can't remember their names off the top of my head right now. But check this out. So it says, don't trust anyone. And all you see is this guy staring at the camera, and he's slowly pulling off his hands, which are gloves, covering, which, I'm sorry, as he bends his hands, look like gloves of a lizard person. And then that looks like another mask under a mask. Now, I think, personally, this video here is more an example, because you can tell that the lizard hands, by the shirt and the imprint, it stopped right here. So you can tell those are fake lizard hands, and you can tell that's a fake lizard head, because when he pulls off the other mask, you can see the pockets in the lizard mask move. And then you can see a little bit of his skin exposed underneath that. So this, I think, is more of an example of a mask and a lizard person being underneath it. But the next video I have is actually kind of a little bit more creepy, because I do believe it gives you more of a point of view of multiple different scenarios where people would be wearing masks. Okay, here, check this out. I can't play any of this music So again, it says, do not trust anyone. There is a guy sitting in front of a table, a mask, then puts on a little girl's head mask. And now he looks, I mean, that mask is pretty damn realistic. Now, this is an older woman, and you're looking at her, and all of a sudden she pulls off her mask, and she's a younger woman underneath. This guy here, I don't know, he looks like a janitor or something. Look at this. Full neck. Full neck, pulls the thing off, and there's the guy underneath. That did not look that real. That's a scary looking woman. That looks pretty goddamn real. Wow. Wow, dude. Why don't... So, as you can see, is it possible that people are playing dead people and they're not alive, and they're really not alive, but they're still around? Is people like Pelosi a lizard person? You know, I mean, so many of them. The elites, the politicians, and all the rest of them. Did anybody watch the 2024, the roast of 2024? Man, what an amazing roast. I just watched it tonight. That's why I was thinking about it. But it was such a good roast, everybody. Oh, my God. It was so good. And Tim Dillon playing the dead CEO, absolutely amazing. It was so good. And I'm not ruining anything. It's absolutely fine. Go watch it. It's crazy. It was so good. It's so good. So if you haven't watched it yet, definitely watch the roast of 2024. All right. Speaking of crazy, I have got this next one, and I'm just going to play the video because I have so many questions about where this is and what exactly is going on here. It's what I'll preface is it's almost like we built a city on top of one. It's so crazy to me. All right, I can't play the music. So we found stairs leading underground under the city railway. It's highly secured, so we had to time it right. We found an abandoned room led to an underground labyrinth. Its tunnel system in the city works, but we soon realized there was an abandoned tunnel branched off to the underground parking garage, but it was much more than that. We found a security gate that was stairs going deeper underground, and it appeared to be some sort of bunker for city officials. But when we saw a room we were too afraid to enter. Now I'm going to pause it right there. What they were looking at was, if you're not watching, is a door leading somewhere, a blood pool in front of the door with a drag mark. It looked like somebody had been hit over the head or shot, fell down, bled out, and then dragged into whatever's beyond that door, and the door was closed. And that's why they said they were too afraid to enter the doorway, because there's a pool of blood and a drag mark leading inside of it. Yeah, I think I would avoid that door too, because there's probably either a dead body or the people behind there that killed the person that they dragged in there, and maybe they're trying to clean up their mess. I don't know, but I wouldn't want to find out either. Holy shit. There was other rooms that resembled offices. There was an emergency side that led to the surface, and locker rooms last used in 2001. Still stuff inside of them. Other than that, many of these underground rooms were empty, but it just kept going. We didn't know when it would end. So we stopped it at that before they came for us. What? So we stopped it at that before they came for us. Who's they? Who's coming for you? Seriously, who's coming for you? And what a sentence. That's the last sentence of the thing? What? I'm sorry. Did anybody else really understand what the hell that last sentence was I just said? Or was that a bunch of gibberish? I don't know. I don't know, everybody. But one last thing before we get going. I thought this was funny, so I'm going to end on it. And there you go, everybody. That's what's happening when the fire department's late. Oh my God, it's so funny. All right, everybody, I am cutting this one short. It is late night for me, so thank you, everybody, for an amazing 250th episode. It means so much to me that there's still people subscribing to this channel today. So I want to send the biggest thank you to all of my guests for coming on all these years. I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you to all of my subscribers out there. You are what keeps me coming back week after week. Remember, if you're new, to subscribe. You want your opportunity to tell your story, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. The link tree is in the description below the video. Click it, share it, and of course, I hope everybody out there has an amazing Thursday. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.